In 2005, the 3rd Battalion, 25th Regiment of Lima Company, a U.S. Marine unit based out of Columbus, Ohio, was deployed to western Iraq. The unit provided much stability to the Anbar province, but at the ultimate cost. The company lost 23 Marines in some of the deadliest attacks on American forces in the war. Many who did return faced long roads of recovery from injuries and also the adjustment to life after combat. 2 in particular were determined to keep the memory of their fallen Marines alive. Corporal Michael Strahle enlisted in the Marine Corps in 2003 and was deployed in 2005 with Lima Company. He was severely injured when his unit struck a roadside bomb, throwing him from the vehicle and killing 6 of his squad members inside. He was treated first at a field hospital in Iraq, then in Germany before traveling back to the United States and receiving long-term treatment in Bethesda, Maryland. Corporal Michael Logue was a student at Ohio University when he was told that his reserve unit, Lima Company, would be deployed to Iraq. Logue was supposed to be on the same vehicle as Corporal Michael Strahle the day of the devastating attack, but a change in orders in a matter of seconds ultimately saved his life.
May 11, 2005, we're doing company movement. We had been separated and some of us had been out of position. He called us off the track. There were snipers that were on track 4 in my position, my original assigned vehicle. He had called us off the track. So I left vehicle number 3, got back to vehicle number 4, came up on the overwatch. Once the company had linked up and we were ready to roll again, about 30 seconds down the road, as I was on overwatch, you just see a flash of fire and some Marines. We lost 6 that day.
It was the last time Logue would see several in his unit, and the last time he would see Michael Strahle in country. After coming home, Logue was overwhelmed with the stress of daily life and a transition he called from combat to college. He wanted to make sure that fellow veterans healing from injuries, physical and other, had resources available to help them succeed. He created what is now a thriving Veterans Affairs office at OU, which now has a growing veteran population on campus, a true testament to Logue's efforts. After recovering from his injuries, Corporal Strahle also continues to honor current and fallen servicemen and women. He is now the director of the Eyes of Freedom, Lima Company Memorial.
When I saw them debut for the first time in 2008, it was overwhelming. I mean, even now I still get choked up every now and then because I was very close with all these guys. You see people that don't have any connection to this at all, and they're affected very deeply by this. And by the time they leave, they get it, they understand.
While their goals have taken them in slightly different directions, friends Michael Logue and Michael Strahle focus on the new missions in their lives, knowing that every second counts. They will never forget the sacrifice of their fallen brothers and continue to remind us what true service to one's country is all about.
This is the Mike and Mike show. I was going to get some Mike and Ike candies to figure out which one was the difference. But guys, I know there's some folks in the crowd that you want to shout out to.
Fox and McCauley in the back. Hoorah!
We got
a couple Lima guys serve with us.
Couple Lima guys. Right in the back. And I think you mentioned Gold Star family from Lima Company as well.
Yeah, we got a couple of the parents, Kruder, Erdy, Whiteman, Harper, brothers or sisters are here. Kruder's wife is here. We got a lot here. my most important people in the crowd. That's what it's for right here. So.
We reach out to the great South family. Okay, so let's try to recap the events. You guys are getting ready to go out for a car ride.
Exactly.
Sort of. Okay. And you're both in the same vehicle?
Yes. We had been doing operations pushing out towards the Syrian border, and we're actually getting ready to link up, get the whole company together, and go firm for the night where we set up a defensive position. And, you know,
okay, so you're in sort of an armored vehicle, and you're riding shotgun, literally.
Somewhat.
You're the sniper, right? And you're in the turret, okay? And you're about ready to push, and then what happens?
Well, we're rolling along. We link up with one of our line platoons with the rest of the company, so there's a pause there that we make sure the head count, everything's correct. My original assigned track, I was not on it. I was on Mike Strahle's track at that time. My original assigned track was the one behind it, and we had attachments with us. They were snipers, and basically they didn't know where to fall in. They jumped on our track. That pushed things kind of off. Since we're going to set in the firm base and set up defense for the night, my platoon commander, I was with the mortars section, he wanted his mortars back on his track, you know, so that when we got off, we'd get those mortars set up right away for our defense.
So they pulled you off that track and put you on the track right behind it?
Yes, I
left you there with 6 other guys.
Yeah, I didn't get to leave with Mike. I
You didn't get to
stayed on the vehicle with my
get that
guys.
car.
Yeah.
So you're riding along, and what happens?
Boom. Kazi wasn't there in front of us. We could have used you, man. No, no. I gotta say, he saves lives. And there'd be a lot more stories like mine if it wasn't for guys like him. So one of the most difficult and highest demanding jobs in the military right now.
So you're riding along, and all of a sudden,
Just heard a lot of booming.
so how many tracks went over this ID before it exploded?
We had 2 in front of us. We had 2 in front of us that just didn't happen to trip the pressure plate for us.
So you hear a loud boom, and what's next?
I basically landed on my face about 50 or 60 feet away from the vehicle. I wasn't in turret. I was actually on security, standing up in the vehicle. Amphibious assault vehicles, AAVs, for everyone that's not familiar, is basically what you see in the movies, the old World War II movies. The big box-looking vehicle coming from the water up onto the beach. That's what we were in. And there's no windows, there's no way to provide your own security really there. So you pop the top hatch and you basically stand up on the bench so that your head is outside and you can actually, you know, see what's going on around you. And it went off right underneath my feet, and I'm not a small man, and it threw me quite a ways. So.
And there were how many other guys in the vehicle?
We had 16 or 17 guys in the vehicle, and 6 of them are painted behind us right here. Six of the guys, and one of them I got to make mention again. They're gonna hate me for it, but Nick Erdy. Nick Erdy's the handsome, tall guy right here. His mom and sister and her husband are here, and I'm just, it's for them.
So Mike, you've been moved off of this vehicle. They're the 3rd track through. Big flash of light, boom. You see your buddy Mike doing cartwheels. 6 guys in the track are dead. What are you thinking?
We had just had that company pause, and I mean, this wasn't our first day in country. We're already over that initial, you know, the rocket that went by your head or something, and okay, it's real. You know, we had that company pause. Honestly, my first thought, I popped up on Overwatch, and I saw that flash, and I saw some Marines. I thought EOD was doing something that we didn't know about up ahead of the road. It wasn't that. Our track hauled up there. We dismounted, secured the area, and started getting our wounded and taking care of the guys. And you know, the track just was going at that time, and the rounds were cooking off.
So you get through that. and you come back. What's going through your head when you decide I'm gonna hang up the uniform and I'm gonna go back to college, and how did that work for you?
Well, Jack, you know, we are provided great education benefits, and I thought it would be a shame to myself, obviously, if I didn't use those. And truly, I think of what would our guys do? You know, and I've lived each day trying to further that, and you know, to become successful for them. You know, I think that's what they would want for us, is to, you know, and I think that's the best way to truly honor them.
No question, but how did it, you know, when you first got back, did you find that going back and hanging out with a bunch of college kids at the Harvard on the Hocking was like...
It's different.
Different
Yes.
than what you've been doing?
Yes, being 20 years old, the combat to college, you know, you never expect to be a combat veteran and going into college at Ohio University there. And it's different. You know, you find yourself, you're on the alert all the time, and you're always, I remember sitting in psychology class at the back of the room and doing like tactical decision games as to, you know, how the room would be taken down, or, you know, so you got different things going through your mind all the time. It's just, it's not.
It's a good thing that Prof didn't find those notes, man. You know?
Picking up chicks, combat plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in a totally different mindset coming back because of all the realities that you faced. And were you having difficulties with that?
Yeah, it's just it's different, and the university at the time too, they weren't prepared for the veterans coming in, which is a shame. And, you know, their system didn't work so well with the VA, so a lot of veterans find themselves in the position of having issues getting their GI Bill to start to pay for their school. So when the school's not getting paid, the school starts, you know, holding grades, not allowing students to register for their next quarter. And, you know, I fortunately made it through that transition, and, you know, I began to grow. I found myself with 8 other combat veteran Marines my second year there. You know, it was like a brainstorming event together.
So what did you do about it? Okay, you weren't exactly articulating well. You saw these 8 other buddies of yours that were having issues with this. So would you just like drop out, leave, quit? What'd you do about it?
We, and largely on myself, we stood up a student veteran center for Ohio University. We started the Combat Veterans Club. We wanted to be there to give our knowledge and what we had learned in the last year or two at school, and being able to provide that assistance as an advocate for other student veterans that were going to be transitioning is the best way I could honor my guys.
So instead of laying down and quitting and saying this isn't for me, you decided to do something about it and help out other people?
That's true. How about that?
So, what are you up to now? You almost graduated, gonna graduate, you're writing a business case on some company or something? What's going on?
Yes, and yes. I'm getting ready to finish my master's of business. And
Your master's in business?
Yes.
Way to go, brother.
Currently flight instructing as well as my full-time job, so it's a hybrid program.
So you're not going to crawl back in one of the general's armored vehicles?
Right.
You're going to get into
stay above it
next time?
I'll stay above it, yes.
Okay, and you're almost there, and now you're going to be out interviewing and doing some different things and looking for what to do.
Yes.
What do you have in mind? There's a lot of CEOs in the room.
Here we go.
Here we go. Honestly, there's a couple things on my mind, and one of that is we finish up a semester of grad school this week. I must get a Veteran Alumni Society launch at Ohio University. I've already met a few OU alums out here, and also Tom Starr has been my man the entire time at Ohio University for setting up the veteran services there. So big shout out to him and my family.
Tom was actually the first one with Mike to ask us to be here 6 months ago for this event, us being the memorial. So thanks, Tom.
Okay, so what kind of business do you want to go into? What do you want to do?
Well, I found out that I really enjoy the finance right now, as proven with the case study I've just gone through on Cincinnati.
Stop. No. Can't say that. It's insider trading information. You can't.
I haven't talked to him.
Not allowed to mention the IPO or anything.
I haven't talked to him.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm interested to be in the Cincinnati area. I'm currently flying right now, and I want to stay in Cincinnati. This community is amazing. Looking out here, all of the people in this room, you know, you look at us as if that we inspire you. You inspire us. You're the reason why we serve. You know, this is our country together, and I want to say thank you to everyone out here.
They're all looking for leadership, and you've exhibited so much of your leadership, and I know those guys behind you would be really proud of you, brother.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for doing what you did.
Thank you.
I forget, are you Mike or Ike? Okay.
I think I've been coined Ike.
Back to Mike. We're going to bring it home now. So, you got back, and did you decide to go to school?
Yeah, when I was medically retired from the Marine Corps, I went back to Ohio State and dove back into school for a couple of years and got a job at JP Morgan Chase in Columbus, and I was loving that. Chase was really good to me. I had a good thing going there, and then I met a woman named Anita Miller who asked for me or any Lima Marines to come and help kick this in the butt and get it on the road because it's a really, really powerful thing. And you know, it had been a completely volunteer effort so far. Everyone's got full-time jobs, and you know, without actually, you know, really standing by this thing, it's not going to do what it can. And I started, you know, working with Anita and us together, you know, Sean, another guy that works with us, you know, the whole memorial team. Things are going well, you know. We're not where we're going to be, but we're getting there.
So you graduated from Ohio State, you went to work
I did. Unfortunately.
I never graduated.
I'm working on my 13-year doctorate.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're kind of like
7-year bachelor's. Yeah, you were the same one. You actually got
the same thing going on.
Good job.
Okay, but anyway, you went back to Ohio State. You're working for an investment banker, and then one day you woke up and said, "You know what? I'm not fulfilled. I want to do this thing." What?
I was actually doing my own fundraiser, a bike ride, a poker run. Any motorcycle riders out there? For the Wounded Warrior Project, and I called Anita and said, "Hey, where are these paintings at? If they're free, we'd love to have them for this fundraiser." And that's where we crossed paths, and probably best day of my life, because I'll never ever have a better job than the one that I have right now, and it's best job ever.
Again, not like the other Mike, you continue to show that kind of leadership and to be able to remember your brothers. And, you know, we'll always remember them along with you. These people in the audience, everyone else, we've got your back.
It's a powerful room, and I'm glad to hear that. I love it. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, these are our 5 honorees in our 9th annual USO Tribute Cincinnati.
Thank you.
Jack, hold on just a second.
Sorry, I got real quick. One of the last things we have, everywhere this traveling memorial goes, we've done close to 70 events now. We have a brand new Marine Corps flag that we have on display, which all of you have signed. Thank you for that. But the tradition is that we actually dedicate it to the people that are responsible for getting us into an event with such special people like you all. And at this time, I'd like to bring up Karen and Ann with the USO Cincinnati committee.
The fabulous Glimmer Twins.
Yes. Yes. On behalf of Mike and myself, the entire Eyes of Freedom team, Anita Miller, the artist, fabulous artist that has this, and most importantly, my family that's supporting me behind this, my girlfriend standing there, very supportive, and most importantly, the Gold Star families, which this whole thing was created for, and will continue to travel the world doing exactly this, remembering the honor, service, and sacrifice for the United States military. We present this to you, and thank you so much for getting us here.